Hello there, it's Matt from Walx Preston, and with me today is Ruth Pilkington. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Matt. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, so Ruth is one of our Walx Preston members, but Ruth also has some special life experience, and I want to share a little bit of that with you. So Ruth, mindfulness, just tell me a little bit about you and that.
Yeah, well, mindfulness, I think we all need mindfulness at the moment. It's mentioned a lot in the news, it's mentioned a lot in the papers, but we don't often know what it means. It is an approach that allows you to deal with stress in ways that are positive, beneficial, and can help you enjoy life and bring more balance to your life now and in future.
So, you know, stress and mindfulness and balance, they're all kind of key words. We see them in the media, they all sound good and we all want a little bit of it, but we were just chatting before the call about what's gone on in the last sort of 18 months and it's been a stressful period of time and how that, I feel that's affecting people without them realizing it. So just tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, obviously it is. We're all, there was an article recently about languishing, and many of us are sort of experiencing stress without recognizing it. We might be snapping more, we might be tireder than we're feeling normally, we might be finding things a bit of a trial, not finding as much pleasure in life or in our families. Finding ourselves angry and not quite able to explain it, and occasionally even maybe feeling, you know, a little bit in the heart palpitations and feeling below par generally. But those are definite signs of stress. They're definite signs that something is amiss, which if we're not really dealing with it and able to deal with it in positive ways, can lead us into a downward spiral that leads us to exhaustion and possibly burnout. Because often what we do is we try and fight these feelings, we try and resist them. And mindfulness gives us methods, techniques, a toolbox to help us respond more positively, more helpfully, and become more resilient.
Yeah, I think we find it tough to accept in ourselves that we are a little bit more tired or snappy or stressed. You know, I'm not the stressed type of person. You know, this isn't me. You know, I'll go to bed early tonight and it'll be better. But if this thing's been creeping up for some time, and if extra things have been thrown into the mix with the whole of the lockdown and COVID and working from home, and you know, if you're working from home, you've got your kids there, and you can't go out and see family and friends, you couldn't see people maybe at Christmas, all these different things, they're just little bits that are kind of biting at your heels, and you kind of bat the one thing off and the other thing off. But if they're just kind of there biting at your heels all the time, or the analogy of spinning the plates, you've got that one more plate spinning too much, then one starts to drop, and then you start to, you know, and that's that point when it can start spiraling down.
Exactly.
It's the tools,
yeah, and we all hear about stress as being about fight or flight, but actually it's more important that we recognize those emotions, those negative thoughts, those reactions that we have in advance as they happen, because then we can start to respond more helpfully, recognize them for what they are, and not get caught up in that vicious circle that just reinforces all those emotions that we're not really recognizing and are happening in our bodies because we are animals. They just hit us before we know it, and before we know it, we're reacting and getting caught up in a vicious cycle of stress, fight, flight, even freeze. And mindfulness is all about recognizing that for what it is and a way of dealing with it.
Yeah, brilliant. There's actually, we did speak about it before, that there's so much that we could speak about on this video that we're trying to make this quite a short video. So we will be finishing very shortly. But I would like really to explore in more depth. So I think if we can come back and do a few more videos and start unpacking some of this stuff, some of, you know, the emotions and how we kind of don't recognize the signs and what some of those signs are. And moving on in this video, just to kind of ask, what are we doing about it? So the 2nd of February, we've got the second version of the mindfulness course, and it's a 5-week course. So we trialed that before Christmas and it went really well. Just briefly sort of tell us about that.
It did. We had a lovely group. It's online, so apart from the fact that it's a time and people take part in it regularly, it encourages you to practice the techniques and to almost retrain your mind and to retrain your reactions and your way of recognizing reactions so that you can respond in these more helpful ways. So over the 5 weeks, I introduce you to a range of techniques, a range of tools that I've been speaking to people since from the Walx community who took part in this course, and they're still using these techniques as ways of actually helping them in their lives, in the moment, deal with stuff more helpfully, sleep better, feel a bit more positive and enjoy things more. And alongside things like what the Walx community is doing around walking, getting you out, getting you moving, making space for you to become a little bit healthier in physical ways, mindfulness addresses this. The mental side of things and our resilience to deal with stress. So together, really strong.
Great combination, yeah. Fantastic. So in simple terms, this is February the 2nd is the first session. It's 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock.
It is.
5 consecutive weeks, and we'll drop the link below the video for booking that. And there is a price for attending. I think we set it to £25 for that 5-week course. So it's a really good value course. But if you're a member of Walx Preston and you're on the monthly membership, then you get that for half price. So even more value for you there. So if you've heard of mindfulness and you want to know more, if you have been stressed, if you've been dealing with a lot of different things, if the whole of COVID lockdown, etc., has been a little bit challenging for you, or other things that go on in your life, then this course really is for you. So we've got a limited number of places. Get yourself booked on, and if you have any questions, then come to me, or I can introduce you to Ruth. If you do book yourself on, then Ruth will be having a conversation with you before the course starts. Ruth, one last word? A last word?
I can only recommend trying it. I mean, the number of people who've found it a precious space, a space that really helps them and gives them strength and confidence to enjoy life more freely and to deal with the stresses and strains that are building up in our days. I'm committed to it. It's helped me through it for very many years, and I just think it's something that we need, and it's not intrusive, it's not expensive. So for 5 weeks, I think you'll find it an investment worth taking.
Brilliant. So we'll catch you in another video. We'll explain more. We'll unpack some of these terms, look into some of the triggers and the challenges that we face and the things that we miss and that cause that stress spot to fill up, and how mindfulness can kind of help us tackle that, how we can build our toolkit with walking, with mindfulness and other sort of techniques to be more resilient in the moment to the ever-changing and challenging world that we live in. So Ruth, fantastic, and we'll see you again soon.